The internet is buzzing right now. And no, it's not just some silly rumor floating around like usual. This time, the conversation feels different, more real, more serious. People aren't just scrolling by or making jokes online. They're actually stopping, thinking, and asking hard questions. Why? Because someone who used to be right inside Beyoncé and Jay-Z's world has allegedly spoken up. And not just anyone, someone who was trusted with one of the most personal roles in their home. Their former nanny, and what she reportedly revealed. It's got people looking at the Carter family in a whole new light, especially when it comes to their twins, Sir and Rumi Carter. Let's start with something that's always been clear: Beyoncé and Jay-Z are extremely private when it comes to their children. From day one, they've kept tight control over what the public sees. And for the most part, people have respected that. When their first daughter, Blue Ivy, was born, they didn't show her off right away. For a while, fans barely got a glimpse of her. But over the years, Blue has grown up in the spotlight little by little. She's walked red carpets, accepted awards, and even performed on stage. She's become something of a young icon in her own right, but the story with the twins has been very different, especially with Sir. Now, let's be clear, no one is saying there was something wrong. It's just that people noticed some unusual patterns. Rumi, the twin sister, has been seen from time to time, sometimes in carefully staged photos, other times in quiet background moments during family events. But Sir? He's been almost completely absent from the public eye, and fans being fans, they started wondering. Not in a harsh way, more like a quiet curiosity. Why is Sir so hidden? Why do we see Rumi now and then, but almost never Sir, still? These were just questions, until the nanny spoke up. According to this former nanny, whose identity hasn't been confirmed, the reason Sir hasn't been seen much isn't just about privacy. She claims both twins are on the autism spectrum, but Sir's condition is significantly more severe. That's why, she says, he hasn't been at public events, in family photos, or even seen in the background. It's not that he's just camera shy or that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are being overly protective. According to her, Sir needs specialized care that can't be managed at home, even with a full team of staff. And here's where it gets really emotional. The nanny claims Sir no longer lives with the family full-time. Instead, she says he's being cared for in a private facility that specializes in his condition. This part of the story hit people hard. Some reacted with empathy, understanding how overwhelming parenting can be, especially when a child has complex medical or developmental needs. Others were more critical, calling the decision abandonment, and it raises a powerful question: if a family with all the money, resources, and help in the world can't care for their child at home, what does that mean for parents with far less? People aren't just upset about the decision itself. They're confused, and even a little hurt, by how secretive the family has been about it. For years, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have been seen as the picture of strength, unity, and success. Their family photos are always beautifully styled. Their public appearances are carefully managed. Everything about the Carter image feels polished and perfect, but this story? If it's true, it shows a different side, one with cracks. Not the kind you can Photoshop or hide behind filters. The kind that makes people realize, even the most powerful families have struggles they don't share. People are also revisiting things Beyoncé has said in the past, especially in interviews. One moment that stands out is when she spoke lovingly about raising strong daughters, about empowering them to be leaders and change-makers. But when she talked about her son, the tone was very different. She didn't focus on ambition or confidence. Instead, she talked about protecting him from the world, helping him feel like he belonged, encouraging him to believe he has value. At the time, it seemed poetic. Now, it feels like something deeper, like she was saying something without saying it outright. Even the story of the twins' birth is being looked at again. Beyoncé once shared how difficult her pregnancy was: an emergency C-section, weeks of bed rest, and even a terrifying moment when one of the baby's hearts stopped during delivery. At the time, people were sympathetic. But now, that detail about the baby's heart stopping has people wondering if that was the start of a longer health journey, one the public never knew about. This isn't the first time questions have been raised. Years ago, Kanye West made cryptic comments online, questioning why no one had seen the twins. Azealia Banks was much more direct, accusing Beyoncé of hiding Sir out of embarrassment. Back then, those remarks were brushed off as cruel or attention-seeking. But now? People are revisiting those comments with fresh eyes, asking themselves if those wild claims were actually based on something real. What makes this more mysterious is that Sir wasn't always hidden. When the twins were first born, Beyoncé shared a dreamy photo shoot of the babies. She even posted a few shots of their little feet or matching outfits, but as time went on, something changed. Slowly, Rumi appeared in public moments while Sir completely faded from view. No birthday posts, no accidental cameos in the background of a family video, not even a blurry shot from a paparazzi lens. It's like he vanished, naturally. People began piecing things together. They noticed how Rumi would appear, always briefly, always with an adult nearby. Fans even started analyzing her behavior, suggesting she might also be on the spectrum, though more mildly. Some pointed out that she often had someone quietly guiding her during events. Others said her movements seemed repetitive, possibly signs of stimmying, which is common among people with autism. Then came the nanny's claim: Rumi is high-functioning autistic, but Sir's case is much more intense. That's why, she says, he's in full-time care now. This isn't just about what was said, it's also about what hasn't been said. Beyoncé has never directly addressed the rumors. No clarification, no denial, no mention of Sir in her speeches, music, or interviews. For years, people aren't asking for Sir to become a public figure. They're just asking for honesty. For something real. Even a simple message that acknowledges he's okay, that he's loved, and that he's still part of the family. Instead, there's been nothing. No photos of all 3 kids. No birthday tributes. Just silence. And that silence is beginning to feel very, very loud. For many parents raising children with disabilities, this story hits close to home. They don't have millions. They don't have private doctors or luxury facilities. But they do everything they can to keep their children close, safe, and seen. So when a family as powerful as the Carters seemingly hides their child away, it sends an uncomfortable message. It says, quietly, maybe kids like Sir don't belong in the spotlight. Maybe they don't belong in the perfect family photo. That's what hurts. Not just Sir's absence, but what that absence implies. Beyoncé is more than a musician. She's a cultural force. Someone who's spoken out about miscarriage, body image, and the struggles of motherhood. She's inspired millions by showing strength through vulnerability. That's why the silence feels so out of character. If anyone could use their voice to shed light on the realities of raising a child with disabilities, and break the stigma, it's her. Instead, the story remains hidden. And that, to many, feels like a missed opportunity. Throughout all this, one person has been noticeably quiet: Jay-Z. He's been seen proudly supporting Blue Ivy at dance shows and red carpet events. But when it comes to Sir, there's been no mention, no appearances, no acknowledgement. Is he choosing to stay silent and let Beyoncé lead? Or is he equally part of the decision to keep Sir out of public view? No one knows. But the absence is felt just the same. The truth is, everything about the Carter family has been carefully controlled. Every photo, every post, every word seems planned. That kind of image building leaves little room for anything that doesn't fit the narrative, and unfortunately, it's starting to seem like Sir didn't fit. Not into the public brand. Not into the curated image. Not into the story the world was told. Fans aren't demanding access to Sir's life. They're not asking for him to be put on stage or paraded around. What they want is simple: the truth, because truth helps people feel less alone. And behind all the fame and fortune, Sir is still a child. A boy with a name, a story, and a place. In a family people have followed for years. His story deserves to be seen. Even if it's complicated. Even if it's painful. Even if it doesn't fit the perfect image. Since the alleged leak, the nanny has gone quiet. No follow-ups, no statements. Maybe she's been asked to stay silent. Maybe she regrets speaking out. Either way, the questions she raised are out there now. People are watching. They're rereading old interviews, rewatching clips, paying closer attention to Rumi. Wondering what's really going on. Maybe Sir is okay. Maybe he's thriving in his own way, in his own world. But until someone speaks with honesty, the silence will only grow heavier, because the world doesn't need more perfection, it needs more real stories. And maybe, just maybe, Sir's story is one that could change everything. And that's where we're at, y'all. A story that started as whispers is now sparking real conversations about parenting, privacy, disability, and what it truly means to be seen. Whether the nanny's claims are true or not, one thing is clear: people are no longer okay with the silence. Not because they want drama, but because this touches something deeper. It's not just about the Carters. It's about every family who's ever felt alone while raising a child who's different. We don't need perfection from celebrities, we need realness. Because somewhere out there, a parent is struggling, a child is being hidden, and a community is wondering if their story matters. And it does matter. Every story does, even the messy ones. Maybe someday Beyoncé or Jay-Z will speak their truth. Maybe they won't. But until then, it's okay to ask questions, not out of judgment, but out of compassion. If you felt this video, drop a comment, share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going, with kindness. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want more deep dives like this. Thanks for watching. Stay curious. Stay human.